fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, hell my neck, got with cafe breath.
Hi. Hair flex. I'm late, so oh well. I was still looking up other information. I need to get something to drink, all type of other stuff. Oh well. I'm late and I don't care. So oh well. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Welcome everyone to the SeanDavieWay show. I love y'all. Of course, I'm gonna stay on top of this Tiffany Haddish thing because I think it's important. So I'm going to, like, gross. So I'm sorry, I'm so discombobulated. Like nothing. Sorry. All of this is bothering me. I have OCD. So hello everyone. Hi. Now I know I'm supposed to be here. Oh well. I am. Now the title states Tiffany Haddish allegedly flees. She leaves. She running, y'all. I don't know what's up with her and her. What's up with bald-headed people trying to flee the country? I don't know what it is. First trans Rena, now you. Y'all need to stay put because y'all can run, but y'all can't hide. Okay. So I want to say this. Okay. As far as I know, Tiffany Haddish is still very so much in America. She's not hiding from anything. She just posted 6 days ago at the Usher concert. Well, I don't know if it was Usher or Chris Brown because I think she was at both. But she went to their concerts and whatnot. So those concerts are very so much in America. So she, as of 6 days ago, was still here. She was in Greece 2 weeks ago. You see that at the top of say 2W? 2 weeks ago with Jason Lee and friends, okay? Duffy and Montana, you know, and others, okay? So she was in Greece like 2 weeks ago. So with the people that's putting up these videos saying that Tiffany Haddish is in Greece running and whatnot, no, she's not. Y'all are lying. Clickbait. Like, tell the truth. If you're going to cover a story, I feel like you should tell the truth. Tiffany Haddish hasn't dropped within 6 days or wrote anything on any social media, Twitter, nothing. The past almost 7 days, almost been a week since she done posted anything. Look, I can go to her Twitter too. It's been almost a week, okay, since she's posted. And 6 days ago, almost a week ago, is when this story blew up again, okay? Because it was covered before. Gossip in 2019 was one of the first people to like cover exclusively in a major matter. So shout out to Gossip. So the story, yes, not even on Clubhouse. She ain't been nowhere in almost a week, okay? She hasn't been seen, okay? Because Tiffany knows that she can't ignore it. That's why she hasn't said anything. That's why she hasn't done it, because she could be out here looking like Aries Spears, which let's get into him, because he all on his social media, because he done been talking. Look, he done responded and everything. Look at this, built bad, big in here, panda eye, been punched in his eyes all day. And look at what he had to say. Hold on, which one is it? I think it's this one. It's this one. Look at him. Gross. Look at him. Y'all looking at the screen? Look at this fat predator. Look, he said, you. Yep. Won't. Look at him, just big in here. Nasty bill. Look. Break. Ugh. Oh, I don't like him. Y'all look, he said, my. You won't break my. So, is this a joke to you, fat boy? So, look, he gonna put his podcast up. Look. That's the link to his podcast. So that's his response to all of these allegations that are going around. He stated that y'all ain't gonna break his big nasty built soul. He said he ain't gonna let none of y'all do that to him, and none of y'all gonna break his soul. He did what he did to that 7-year-old, to that little boy. Okay, he did what he did. Oh well. Tiffany shouldn't have left him there. She already knew what was going on. Y'all ain't gonna break my soul. That's what he's saying. Look, he is saying this to y'all. Look, he don't put my girl Beyonce in this, and Beyonce ain't got nothing to do with this. My goodness. Don't use her. You ain't been part of the beehive. Ugh. Why you ain't post this after you said what you said about Lizzo? About Burger Lizzo? Ugh. Oh my goodness. Gross. So Tiffany knew the setup. What you mean? Because I'm gonna open up the panel and let y'all come up and speak on some things, But yeah, I would like to know what you mean by that. He looks broken. Out of shape, all of that. Because Aries Spears is talented. You know, that's the thing that sucks about it. Tiffany Haddish is trash. And I'll tell her to her face. Like, you have super dropped the ball, girl. Super dropped the ball. They were forcing you down our throat. You know, that's all that was. Because people were investing in you, thinking you were the next big thing, and you weren't. Like, you completely dropped the ball. Tiffany's more known for being in bars and being around dudes lying on the D. She slept with Chingy, all of this, that one true. She been weird. And Cat Williams been said it. He said that Tiffany's weird. He's like, she got here like she skipped a lot of female comedians coming up. Remember we did this Robin Cat Williams? It's on here. It's on the channel. He said that she bypassed a lot of really talented comedians and they gave her a shot that they could have gave somebody that's actually talented. And I don't feel like Cat Williams is hating when he say that, because Tiffany Haddish, besides Girl Trip, y'all can't throw nothing in our face to say that she has talent. What? Monique, Queens of Comedy. Like, you give her, if you can, there's plenty of other stuff I can name, the Parkers and just some of the different. Monique is very, very, very talented. Monique is a very talented woman, and I'm going to give her that. But when it comes to somebody like Tiffany Haddish, what is her big standout moment? You know, all of the men and the women that were a part of Kings and Queens of Comedy, we know why they were there. They were all talented. May not have been necessarily your cup of tea, but talented to say the least. All of them, even D.L. Hughley, talented. You know, all of them, they all did a good job. They did. They brought their best. You know, they brought their A game. And Monique has plenty of stand-ups alone, you know, that sets her apart, just like people like Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, you know, all of the greats, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, you know, all of them had great stand-up talents, to where a lot, besides movies, you could think about other, even Kevin Hart, especially when he first started, he had some great stand-ups, you know, when he first came out, and then it kind of just got a little watered down, you know, after that. But I don't know, the money, I don't know. But it kind of just got watered down, you know, after. But Kevin Hart still, you know, has funny qualities. He is talented. I'll give him that. But Tiffany Haddish, no. Girls Trip, if it was just Tiffany Haddish in that movie, would not have been nearly as big. That's why it annoys me when people do use Girl Trip, overlooking the fact that somebody like Jada Rumpelstiltskin Pinkett Smith made her husband slap Chris Rock Smith. She was in it. Stoney Woo was very so much in it. Cleo from Set It Off, she was in it. Okay. Then they had my girl Regina. Okay. They had my girl. So it had a lot of other great components to make the movie so great. So it's not just, if Tiffany Haddish wasn't in the movie, it wouldn't have been funny. Yes, it would have. When Jada ziplined down that thing and what she did, that was one of the funniest parts to me. You know, so I mean, but it's not like Tiffany saved Girl Trip. She was actually very awkward, you know, to me in the movie, like very awkward. I'm just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't view her as talented. I don't. I think she has funny moments. You know, I'll give her that. You know, she may have said a cute, quirky thing on stage, but like a knee slapping, ha ha ha, she's not doing that. She's not doing that. She's not. I watched plenty of her stand-ups, and you know, I chuckle, you know, a little bit, but no, oh no, absolutely not. I'm not even like, you know, like, because some comedians say a lot of shocking things, you know, as well, but it's still, you know, kind of funny. But with Tiffany, like, what is this great stand-up that she did? Name a great tour that she's went on, you know, and things like that. She's not as talented as people try to make her. Like, she absolutely is not. Tiffany Haddish made more money, even still, what Netflix is offering Monique now. And Monique is 10 times more talented than Tiffany Haddish. 10 times more talented. But they're paying Tiffany Haddish 2 to 3 times more than they will pay Monique, because Tiffany Haddish has more relevancy because she's been on shows like Ellen and stuff like that, you know, to where a white mainstream, you know, knows her name as well. So she's not actually kicking down doors because she's really funny. Like, no, that's not what's going on, because she would be a standalone talent. Tiffany's scared to get on stage, if you ask me. Tiffany done been on stage extremely intoxicated to where she's booed off of it, you know, and all of that. Like, there's been plenty of places to where she's not selling seats, she's not selling tickets. Like, she's not as hot as people think, because you hear her name and you see her, you know, certain places. That's why she keep herself seen, you know, like at the Usher concerts and, you know, stuff like that. She'll hang with as many other celebrities. You know, she gives Megan Thee Stallion, you know, I'll hang with anybody as long as they're connected to cloud. So she absolutely will. Like, girl. So you already know that the relationship with her and Jason Lee is truly because they are friends. Because Tiffany could be hanging around somebody that has way more followers, way more influence, you know, somebody that got 30, 40 million, you know, followers and stuff like that, and that do media, you know, and whatnot. So you could tell that they have a genuine friendship, because she could be hanging with anybody. I mean, she could, but at the same time, Tiffany's very mediocre. So, I mean, she's not a standalone talent. If it was Tiffany Haddish headlining a comedy tour, I wouldn't be interested. I wouldn't be interested at all, just because your work speaks for you. So if Chris Tucker goes on a comedy tour, he's headlining, I'm there because I know the work and the ethic is there. Like, he's talented. And it's the same thing with Mike Epps. Like, I once saw Mike Epps. He's talented. I know he's going to make me laugh. And he did just that. Mike Epps was hilarious at the show that I went to. He was extremely funny. I laughed the majority of the time, you know, if not the whole time. So I had a really good time, and he made me laugh basically his whole set. You know, I liked, you know, and the whole audience, you know, you could tell if something's not funny, people aren't going to laugh. But if it is, especially if they like over laughing to the point that he's trying to get to the next joke and people are still laughing, that's when you know you're good. Like, you're good at what you are doing. But I've never seen a show like that with Tiffany Haddish. Her shows are very mediocre. You know, a chuckle here, a chuckle there. But it's not like real raw, you know, talent, you know, like right in front of you. That's not what you're getting. So, you know, hair flip. So that's no tea, no shade. Like, that's just truth. That's fact. And if so, she's so great, then people should be able to name things. You should be able to name something right away. When she did this stand-up, that was hilarious. You should be right away. You shouldn't be, it shouldn't take you long. You shouldn't have to sit there and think like everybody's go-to is Girl Trip because it's the most memorable. So that's all. But other than that, you're not jumping to, oh, she did a great, but she's done movies on Netflix, you know, all of that. And to me, they're trash. Like, honestly, they're trash. That Netflix movie that just dropped with Kevin Hart and what's his face? Mark Wahlberg. Trash. They just throwing movies together. Netflix, y'all just throwing movies together. The plots, nothing add up. None of it made sense. Y'all was like trying to force this to be a family movie. I'm like, it's not. This is stupid. This was a complete waste of my eyes. This was a complete waste of my eye time. Okay, Netflix, I was very disappointed. I almost deleted the app. I said, are you kidding me? I'm like, Kevin, really? Like, it was trash. Like, throw it away. Throw the whole movie away. It was trash. I'm like, oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is so stupid. Oh, this is a complete waste of time. It really was. I was just like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, move right along. So yeah, so Tiffany is not out of the country. Okay. Now let's get over here to Aries Spears. Okay. Aries, he used to be funny on Mad TV. He absolutely was. After that, he kind of got boring. He got bland. He worked for like people like Shaquille O'Neal, because Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player. He does a lot of comedy, well, back in the day, especially. He did a lot of comedy specials, you know, and stuff like that, like Shaquille O'Neal Presents. You know, if you type that in, girl. He did a lot of those. And Aries was one of the front runners. He always picked Aries Spears. And Aries is good. Especially his Jay-Z impression, hilarious. Like he is funny. He is. Aries Spears is talented, so I'm not gonna take that from him. And be like, oh, he's trash. No, he's not. He is funny. To me, in my opinion, Aries Spears is funny. He is. He's a funny guy. He is. So his stand-ups I can watch, and they make me laugh, so I'll give him that. But Aries Spears no longer matters. He absolutely does not. He's sitting over there looking like a melanated version of Lizzo with less hair. He's sitting over here looking like Lizzo with less hair. He just over here a whole mess. Something wrong with his skin, and it's just a lot going on with him. And he got the audacity sitting over there talking about other people. I just know because you standing. Who was that? Oh Lord, that's gay. Gay. So you look bad. Everything going down bad. So yeah, Aries can go. A big dot. To me, throw it away. Throw Aries Spears away. And I say throw Aries Spears away because people, especially that are trying to defend Aries, if you've seen this video, or videos, but if you've seen this video, I need you to keep in mind that Aries said in the first lawsuit, okay, because there's been multiple lawsuits, all right? He said in the first lawsuit that the footage of the child he did not use, okay, because the mother said that she was asking him for the footage because she wanted to see what made her son cry so hard. Like, why was he responding like this, right? Because he was only 7. So it was only a certain way that he could communicate, like, with her. And a 7-year-old, it's a little harder to get that information, willingly, especially because they don't understand it themselves. So it's a lot, right? So she contacted Aries Spears and wanted to see the footage of what happened, right? Aries said that it wasn't edited. It wasn't done being edited yet. So that's why he couldn't give it to her originally. And then when she kept, like she was on it and was like, look, where is it? Where's this footage? Like, where's that? And then he said the boy was so uncooperative that he couldn't use it, that there was no footage. He's like, I just scrapped it. We deleted it because he wasn't cooperating. So then you see the video and you see that the boy completely cooperated. Completely. Like, what did he say no to? What did he say no to? The child didn't look afraid, or any of those things, if you ask me. Like, he didn't look like any of what they stated. And not only that, if you look at the bottom of the video, it says ariesspears.com. The mother said that she never saw the footage until, I believe, like, what was it, 2019 or something like that? So she didn't see it until later, and she didn't see it because of him. She saw it because of gossip, I believe. So maybe like 20, I don't know exactly when, but she saw it because of another outlet, not because of Aries. Because Aries said that he deleted it, that there was no footage, that it was gone. But it was on his website the entire time. So she would have just went to his website, she would have been able to see it. And not only that, it was on Funny or Die. So she could, if she really looked, she could have found it. But it's like, why? And then think about the title of the video. Why would she go type something like that in? She had no idea really of its existence. So she didn't know what it was called or anything. They never told her what happened in the video. Okay. They never told her. It wasn't until later, until the young lady, the Jane, until she came forward and, said something to the young brother, as well. So they had no idea what was, her mother, the mother of the children. She had no idea what Aries had on that video. She had no idea. So it's not like she knew. Well, we were doing a P-word skit and we were using your kid as the target, within the video. That was never told to her. And so she had no idea. So it's like, people, you got to think, she didn't know. Why wouldn't she know if this was just a dark humor skit, just hey, these things happen, and it's more so of like a beware, but at the same time, let's put it plain, right here in front of you. It's like, that's weird that you wouldn't tell her. Why wouldn't you want to tell this woman that you had her son over here in his underwear on camera? Why wouldn't you want to tell this woman that her son was nude in the bathtub and you entered the tub with him? Like, that would be weird. Because as a parent, you couldn't tell me something like that. I'm going to dive on you immediately. But I'm not even going to put my kids in that type of situation. So, but still, if you're not being a creep, if what you did was okay, it was no big deal, then why won't you just simply tell the woman? Why didn't she know? Why did it take for her children to tell her what happened? And then cut to Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish called them every birthday, Christmas, from set when she was overseas. She would keep in contact with the family. Tiff, why did you stop the contact with the family after you dropped the boy off when he was crying? They didn't see you after that. There was no phone calls, no more happy birthdays, Merry Christmases, Happy Thanksgiving. I'm on set. How are the kids? There was no more of that. Why? Why? If y'all didn't do anything wrong, that doesn't make any sense to me. For people that aren't guilty of something, y'all act mighty guilty. That's how I'm feeling. For y'all to be so innocent, y'all acting real guilty. Y'all acting real guilty for some innocent people. So that's what I'm saying. I just think that both of them knew what they did was wrong. They knew that. They did. And I'm not even going to say that Tiffany lied to Aries and told Aries that the mom said that this is okay, this, that. I don't even feel that way. I just feel like Aries had other intentions. That's just simply how I feel, because I just don't get it. I don't understand why. And then make it a public service announcement if this is truly what you mean by what you are doing. If you mean that, I'm not even going to tap that one. I'll tap this one. If you mean that you want to let people know to really watch your kids and watch you live around your kids, and whatnot, then it would have been more on a bigger scale. Like, why does it feel so hidden, like on your website, and whatnot, but it still has the tag on it. So if people do take this elsewhere, they know where it came from, which would be ariesspears.com. So it's like, yeah, you tried it. So you knew what you did was foul. And Tiff knows what she did was foul as well. Thank you, Sandy. Do you think they SA'd the child earlier? I'm not going to say they. Well, yeah, maybe they, because with the first incident with the young lady, I heard people saying that too. The mother shouldn't have let the kids go back after the first time, right? Like after what happened to the young lady when Tiffany basically showed her how to do certain things, with her mouth that she shouldn't be doing. It's like, why let her go back, right? The young lady stated that she never confided in anybody. She never told anybody. So she never told her mom what happened to her within that moment. So when she got dropped back off after she was at that camp with Tiff Haddish, and she made her do certain things in front of the camera, eat this up, the crazy things, right? After that, after she dropped her back off, the young lady didn't confide in her mother or anyone. So since she didn't confide, nobody knew besides, the people involved. So the Tiffany came again to get the kids after that first incident, but nothing happened with her brother the first time. It was just her, so with her brother being involved, she didn't think, anything would happen to him. She thought more so if anything was about to happen, it was about to happen to her again, type of situation, but nobody can protect her because nobody knows what's happening. So it's not like she told her mom, like, Mom, this happened. And her mom, like, you still going over there. Like, yeah, no, that's not what happened. As far as her mom knew, they had a cool, nice visit with Tiff, and she took them to be on camera, to audition for some things, and whatnot. That's what the mother is thinking. I mean, why would she think anything else? Especially when nothing else is being told to her. So the kids are just coming home, which is normal. That they don't say anything. That's normal. That happens. So with her not, that's where the protection was being lacked because she didn't say anything, and she scared, confused. She as a child, teenager, you don't really know what you feel. You don't know how to, so you rather just be quiet. You kind of just quiet, type of situation. So, but she didn't say anything. And thank you. Do you think? And I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to say that they did, but I will say this. Like I said on Station Head, I don't think that little boy at the time, I don't think that he was crying like that for nothing. Because if you've seen the video, you notice that the boy was very cooperative. He listened, to what he was told to do because he acted it out as it went through, even from putting the newspaper to his face, all of that. That is being told to him. He don't know what to do. Everything he's doing, he's been shown, prior, whether it's lines that they, told him that he had to read, or whatever. So he is doing what is asked of him. Right. So with that happening, that means that he was fine. So if he starts crying uncontrollably and whatnot, because he wasn't crying in the video. It didn't look like he just got finished crying, or anything like that. He looked fine. So if he started crying, especially like that, I feel like crying comes from pain. So, and especially with a kid, because even when most children, like when he was in the tub and whatnot with him, and when he was still playing in his underwear, whatnot on the ground, when he was doing all of that stuff, that's inappropriate. And the young boy, he doesn't know that it's inappropriate because he's not thinking anything of it. He's just sitting there playing. There's a lot of kids that be at home with their parents and whatnot, and they just run around in their underwear. So it's not a big deal. It's how the little boy was feeling. I feel that if it journeyed into something else, especially something that hurts, of course he's going to cry, and uncontrollably. So that's just my opinion. Like, that's just because clearly he didn't start bawling and crying because the guy got in the bathtub with him. He was fine with it. He didn't cry when the guy was looking through the newspaper. He was fine with it. He didn't cry when he was on the floor playing with the train. He was fine with it. He didn't cry when Aries was sitting there in that chair just in underwear. He was fine with it. So I'm feeling like a 7-year-old crying like that uncontrollably on the phone, so your parent is instantly alarmed, because there's different cries with the children. It's the cry because I'm not getting my way. It's the cry because I'm sleepy, or it's the cry because I am hurt. So parents call it the hurt cry. So the hurt cry is instantly alarming. Instantly alarming. If your kid just talking like you already know, it's okay, you probably tired. Look, you need to go lay down. Look, all this whining and crying and all that stuff, go lay down. So a parent knows, the cry. So if the mom is on the phone with her son and he's crying uncontrollably, that's the hurt cry. The cry to where, when you're crying so hard that you can't really even talk, because every time you try to talk, you just start to cry even harder. Now imagine a 7-year-old. There's something that he wants to express during that hurt, is what I'm getting. So it wasn't just because he saw something or something. I feel like something happened. Because why was he crying? I mean, he wasn't crying during the video because he didn't understand. He's 7. He didn't really understand what was going on. But I do think that he may have been hurt in some type of way. Now, I'm not going to name it because, like I said, I was there. I didn't see nothing like that. But I just feel like a 7-year-old boy is not going to be on a 7-year-old child, boy or girl, is not going to be on the phone crying like that, even to where the sister said when he was coming down, she was instantly alarmed when she heard him cry, like instantly. So that's a hurt cry. It's kind of like when a kid is silent and then like they get a spanking or something. And then it's like, quiet, you hit a whack, and then they start to cry, and whatnot. And then it like alarms you, or, 2 kids are playing, you hear a smack, and then you hear the cry, you're alarmed because you don't know. So something happened in order to make him cry, is how I feel. And I feel that the young man may have blocked it out. And I think that's why the video may be so traumatic to him, because it's not the video itself. It may be what the video represents. That's how I feel. I feel like it may not be the video itself. I feel like it may be what it represents, what happened after or what happened before, you know. That's just how I feel, because the video itself, don't get me wrong, extremely inappropriate. But I go into the mind of a 7-year-old. A 7-year-old isn't necessarily going to understand this. They're not. They're not going to get it. So I don't feel like he was hurt because of what he was doing. Because he don't understand. Like, as an adult or older person, we look at him, we just like, yo, that's foul. Like, that's somebody's shorty. You know, you got over there. Like, that ain't your kid. I mean, even if it was your kid, like, this is still weird. Like, why? Like, it's disturbing. It's very creepy. Because, especially knowing that this boy ain't even supposed to be here. He ain't supposed to be doing none of this. He ain't supposed to be near you. He's supposed to be with Tiffany. Why she ain't in there? She ain't in none of the scenes besides handing him to you and walking away. Like, here you go. And then walked out. So that's how I feel. I feel like it may not be the video itself. I feel like it may be what the video represents. This is what happened before, or this is what happened after, is how I feel. And I think he may have blocked it out, you know, or he may say something else, because this is just the, you know, the beginning of the lawsuit. There could be more that is said or going to be said, you know, and whatnot. We could just be getting, you know, the beginning of it. It could be a whole nother story, you know, especially for the family to be so traumatized by it, the entire family, you know. Now I'm just like, and then if you think about with the sister, I think she's a little less traumatized. I think the sister is a little less traumatized from it because, like I said, everybody takes trauma different. You know, we're all different people. So we're all going to interpret things and take things differently. But with the young boy, I think that more happened. I do, because and for the mother to feel like, I just can't believe that this, you know, I think more is not being stated. And I think that Tiffany has talked, because the mother even said herself, Tiffany got real Hollywood on them. I think that Tiffany was helping in the beginning. I think Tiffany knows exactly what happened. I think she does. And I think she promised the family certain things, you know, like therapy and, you know, other stuff. So, yeah, I absolutely do. I think that's because she knows something else. And it may not have even been with Aries. It could have been with another person. I mean, because if she just taking people to other people and dropping them off, basically, and just letting people do what they will, go ahead. You could film them in the buff, in the underwear, and you could put them in the bathtub. You could do all of that stuff. What? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, why is that okay? Like, it's not okay. Like, it isn't okay. That's what's so disturbing about the video, is that nobody has permission to do any of this stuff. This kid is over here doing all of this stuff in his underwear, looking at a grown man in his, and bathtubs with grown men, all of this stuff, and his parents have no idea. There's no consent being given from the family nor the children, because they're being told things, you know, within that moment. Adults alone can be very intimidating to children. You know, just your stance alone. And then look at Aries. Like, gross. Like, if you see him in that video, big, nasty, burly man, a barilla, like a little tiny, little thin, little 7-year-old, you're going to do what he tell you to do. You're going to do what he tell you to do. And that's exactly what that little boy did. He did exactly what this ogre told him to do. That's what makes it so creepy. That Tiff would allow that to happen. And she did on multiple levels. So, yeah. Because the young lady, Jane, I feel like the main reason she said something to her mother is because of her brother. You know, like, it's different when it affected me. Like, this is my brother. Like, this is my baby brother. They ain't about to just do anything to him. Mom, no, we are not going back with her ever again. He came downstairs crying. I don't know what happened to him, but I know this happened to me, so I can only imagine, So, and then everything starts to just, come out, because now it's a different cause, like if it was just me, but you gotta I take that a little different because everybody internalizes and, transfers information through the mind differently, you know, but this is somebody else. Like, this is my little one, no, like I will protect him. And that's why I feel like she said something, because it's just like, look, I got to protect my brother. I don't know what happened to him, but he was crying uncontrollably. Like, he absolutely was. Face was bloodshot red, basically. I mean, so that means that he was like screaming bloody murder, is what is given. That he was screaming loudly, especially here throughout the house. And it doesn't sound like, to me, it doesn't sound like the little boy wanted Aries' permission to whatever was happening to him. Whatever Aries did made him want to run. And that's what he did. And he gonna run to what's familiar, his sister. And he knew his sister was there. And it's mighty weird that Tiffany would tell that young lady to sit down here on this couch to separate them. You're separating them because you already know if that girl go up there, she ain't gonna let none of that happen to her brother. Then you ain't about to put him in a pajama or no underwear. No, you're not getting in the bathtub with my brother. No, like she wouldn't let none of that happen. So the only way to get him to do it is by separating them, take the strength out of the equation, make them vulnerable. So that's what I feel like Tiffany was doing, making sure that the little boy was left vulnerable, because it's easier to manipulate and control them and to make them afraid. It's easier to do alone than with a force, then have to go through the sister to get to you. No, I'm going to get straight to you. Because like I said, if everything was going on upstairs, if it was okay, there was no malice or anything behind it, why couldn't she be there with her 7-year-old brother? Why couldn't she be in there? Why couldn't she go upstairs? Nothing's bad is happening, right? Right, Aries? It was all innocent, right? People overthinking a skit, putting too much on it, right? Oh, okay. So yeah. Okay. Too much. Why was the video still up? It is still up. It's even on YouTube as well. If the video in its entirety has been removed off YouTube, but the ones who edit and put like pictures over, certain things so that certain things aren't being shown, they leaving some of those videos up. But overall, that video has been taken down. Thank you, Starlight. Thank you so much for the super sticker. He was just a child, couldn't give permission to do nothing. No, I agree. Absolutely agree. And I think that if his sister would have been allowed to be in the room with him, I don't think that she would have allowed those things to happen either. The cocaine said, ooh, some name. That's what the sister said. The reason she became his guardian, because she wanted to protect him, because she didn't when they were with Tiffany. No, absolutely. That is very true. Very true. Very true. Robert says sneaky, very sneaky, very sneaky. Yes, I think the video is up. I saw it. It is hideous. Yes, it's very hideous, very hideous. So I tell people, like, if you haven't seen it, I wouldn't encourage anybody to go and watch it. Ty says that summer camp is probably a grooming ground. Very so much could be. And I also think that that's where Tiffany may have been groomed herself, so because Tiffany can't believe me that she hasn't been. I think this discussion goes a lot deeper than what we think. But there's no excuse for it. And I think that that's why Tiff has been so quiet, because she knows that you can't ignore this. Like, this is too big to ignore. And there is proof. So it's not like a video that nobody can see or just, a bunch of speculation. No, you are in those videos handing that man that baby, that 7-year-old. You handed him to him. Literally, you was holding him and handed him. Like, there's no denying it. You can't do it's red-handed. Like, you know, Aries is pathetic and he doesn't matter. Like, he absolutely does not. To me, he was, I'm not gonna say he was canceled, but don't nobody, no, he ain't it. He ain't it. He ain't it. So to cancel him is simple. To cancel Tiff is a bigger deal. And I do think, because I don't like necessarily like believe in the cancel culture. I believe you either support something or you just don't. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Who was camera crew? Good question. At first I heard it was Tiff, but then I heard it was, because that's what I heard at first. That Tiffany Haddish was the cameraman for the video. That's what I heard at first. And then I heard no, she was. So I don't know. She came out of nowhere, not funny at all. She told somebody no, and now this is coming out. Shout out to Corey Martin. Yeah, I don't know who she upset. I don't know who she made mad, but I mean, besides this family, because this story has been out, right? And I feel like it should have been getting this type of attention and been getting this type of press, especially while the video was up for view on other platforms like, Funny or Die and all other stuff. I feel like it should have been taken that serious then. I feel like it's been swept under the rug because, one, I mean, when you're famous, you do have certain power. And two, Tiffany knew what was up. She knew what was up. She knew what was up. Shout out to It's Just Gems for the super sticker. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Tiffany has a lot of dark ties and she knows it's true. This is why she dipped. Haircut is a giveaway of a fresh start over from pain. They said it was because of Common. She cut her hair because Common dumped her. But yeah, that too. But I think that I don't think this is the only family that Tiff has done this to. I don't, because I don't understand why she cut the family off, right after. I just don't understand that. I need her to answer questions like that. Like, why did you cut the family off? Like, what did they do? What did they do? No, shout out to Pizzagate. I seen somebody say the chat is flying. Shout out to all of y'all. We have 1.6 in the chat. Shout out to all of y'all. I love you all. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe. Hold on, 1.6. Oh, no, I need more likes. Give me more likes. Give me more likes. I need more likes.
Fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, helmets, left.
I need more likes. I need more likes. So, yes, I love y'all. But yes, so I'm gonna drop the link. I have rules because I know a lot of y'all want to weigh in. There's been a lot of people that want to weigh in on this topic, and I definitely want to let you do so. In my opinion, I feel like charges should be filed on both people, especially Tiffany and I can't. Both of them deserve equal. No justice for these. Both of them are guilty. I saw with my own eyes. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything. I saw with my own eyes. So I'm going to drop the link. Please stay on topic. Stay on topic. Okay? Stay on topic. Because I'm going to just leave. I'm going to just leave. I'm going to just get on up out of here. I'm going to drop the link. And please stay on topic. Shout out to Jamie Thompson for the super sticker. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Stay on topic, please. I would like to raise as much awareness to this situation as possible, especially just in general, people leaving their kids with other people, and whatnot. It's just, I want to raise awareness to that, and also raising awareness for people that things are happening to them, to encourage them to speak, encourage them to say something as soon as possible. Don't let your voice drown out just because you have a bunch of naysayers, because you got a bunch of people that like a certain person to where it's being overlooked, you know. So shout out to all real victims all over the world. Angela Iris Fancy, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, PSA family, please don't let anyone watch your children. They are safer within your own eyesight. I cannot agree more. I cannot agree more. I absolutely cannot. Your children, I get we can't be there all the time, but if you are going to let people be around your kids and watch your kids, make sure certain people that have certain cares about your children, you know. That's why I understand, like, a lot of people, they'll let people close to home watch their kids, you know, like grandparents and, you know, their mother and their father, you know, their sister or brother, you know, or aunt or uncle, you know, they try to keep it, you know, really close. But at the same time, you know, when it comes to that, I feel like you should push it as far out, you know, as you can, you know, keep it as close to home as you can. The further you push it, the more of an opportunity I feel that your children can be placed in harm's way, even with family, you know. Not even all family is safe, you know. So I think that you should keep it as close as you can, because then if anything happens, it's a short list. It's a very short list of people that can be, you know, suspects, you know, if you will. The more people you let around your kids, the more opportunity you give people to do certain things. So, yeah. So I just, you know, watch your churn. I mean, they're better off with you. I only let certain people watch my kids because I do not play about mine. So I'm going to continue to drop the link. I just asked for you to stay on topic. Would love to hear what you think. Try not to use the P word and the M word. Try not to use those words. Just say the P word, okay? Or the M word, you know, say just try to keep that to a minimum. Okay, the queue is filling up. I'm gonna just start bringing y'all up one by one. Hi, Mommy. Hi.
Hi, Sean. Hi.
How are you?
I just wanted to say what you just said. The best way to keep all danger and hurt and harm from your child is to keep eyes on your child. I
Absolutely.
have to keep eyes on mine because she fast and she got that hot blood. So I got to keep her in my eyesight. Love you, Sean. God bless you all, and thank you.
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing your opinions. So yeah, I think that Tiffany knows that she's in big trouble. She knows that she's in big trouble. And not only is Tiffany in big trouble, so is Aries Spears. Aries is online telling y'all that y'all ain't gonna break his soul. Well, us, that we're not gonna break his soul and things in that nature, because he is trying to avoid it. This is what I don't like about celebrities, is that when they could just apologize for something, even if this wasn't like what people are thinking, because you can't convince me they will be thinking because we see it with our own eyes. So if you just feel like it's a big misunderstanding, you know, or anything like that, just come out and just say that. Like, hey, no, I get what y'all see, but this wasn't that. Like, I promise you. Like, it was not like that. And I would, if you had any clips or anything is showing that the relationship that you have with the kid, that was like good relationship, you know, and whatnot, like it was fine, explaining the reason he cried, you know, whatnot. Neither one has done that, you know. I feel that neither one of them are doing it because they don't want to connect themselves to it. So for them to explain what is being stated in the lawsuit means that the lawsuit has all the grounds it needs then, right? I mean, that means the lawsuit is a valid lawsuit if they're explaining, you know, basically what happened within it. So that means that you agree with the plaintiff. you agree then, right? Because you explaining a lot of things, you know, that they said happened. So this queue is filling up. So I'm gonna bring, okay, 1, 2. Okay, I'm just start with 2, and then we'll see how the conversation's going. Welcome to the show, M. Mitchell. Welcome to the show, The Gospel. Welcome. Let me put my banner up because, I mean,
Hi.
hi.
I don't want to speak over you, so just let me know when it's
No,
appropriate
you go
because
right
I know
ahead.
what
You
it's
go
like
right
to handle
ahead.
a panel.
No, you go right ahead. You go right ahead because I'm just saying we got to
Well,
watch our churn because this how things like this happen and things like
see,
this
one
happen.
thing that One thing that I would like to say, for one, I would like to say thank you so much for covering this topic. It is rare that Black men actually cover topics like this, unfortunately, and we need our Black men. Absolutely. No matter what your sexuality might be, we need each other. I feel that our idolatry has gotten us into the situation. People will kill you over Beyonce. She actually has a religion. And people don't worship Jesus, but they will worship Beyonce. So this idolatry has gotten us in a predicament where our children don't feel safe. Mm-hmm. And the fact that people choose to blame the victim instead of looking at the facts, because I'm a TikToker. So I don't frequent YouTube like that because of all the restrictions. And I want to be able to say what I want to say. Our idolatry, I'll say it again, has gotten us into the situation. These are people. They're human beings. They are fallible. And the fact that people look at them as gods is why they get why they get away with this type of crap. There was a young woman not long ago by the name of Allie Carter. She was the Black Kathy O'Brien. And I guarantee you, a lot of Black people don't read. If you want to hide something from a Black person, you put it in a book. Half of them don't even know who Kathy O'Brien is. Kathy O'Brien called out the elites. She got one person prosecuted. So everyone is sitting up here saying, well, why weren't they prosecuted? Why weren't they criminalized? Do you know how many people have been accused of this? Ted Gunderson was an ex-FBI agent who was no longer with us, who exposed the Franklin Boys cover-up. Okay, so there have been too many circumstances and facts is documented where people have actually been accused and guilty of this, but because they have money, political affiliation, Prince Hall Freemasons, they get away with it. And if you want to believe that this power does not exist, wait until it happens to your child. I've seen this for a very long time. I was a YouTuber about 5 years ago, had about 250,000 followers before they took me down. And when they took me down with everything they had. I can't come back up on YouTube with anything without being blocked. Not anything of substance. And I just feel that the Black community, the largest community in the world, have failed to protect their women and children, and even their men. We don't even like each other. And we sit up here on these panels and argue with each other instead of looking at the facts that our children are under attack.
I want to add to what you're saying, because you did mention that we tend to blame the victims. And I want to say that's really common just in the community. If anything usually happens within the home, the blame is always put on the kids. I know that's pretty habitual. But I want to tie in what you're saying, because I know exactly who Kathy O'Brien is. And I think that's what this is. I want to just kind of tie everything together and give my opinion, because I don't think this is just a funny skit. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me finish. Because from what I know, I think that there's certain levels to fame, right? And there's like this introductory level, right? And you start to wonder, like, you know, what do I got to do to get to the next step? And looking at that video, because Aries Spears is someone I follow for years. Okay, so I feel like there are certain celebrities who know, all right, I'm not about to touch that shit. I'm cool where I'm at. And I feel like Aries Spears was on that side for a minute, where he was like, all right, I know what it takes to get to that side. I'm cool where I'm at. And I feel like he got tempted, and they know what the fuck it requires to get to Will Smith level, to get to Denzel, you know what I mean? To get to that elite level of being a celebrity. It is what it is. And I think they put it on camera because they thought that that was what, or maybe it is, because Tiffany's career came out of nowhere. And Aries Spears has been famous for quite a while. I know he did, what is that? It's a show on Fox, you know, but his shit didn't take off like that. And he's very talented. I will say that.
Tiffany Spears blew up after her mother died. I'm just going to say that, but go ahead and continue. She blew up after her mother died.
Is very talented, and I knew, all right, there's something really wicked, because why the fuck he ain't where Kevin Hart at, period. Okay, so I feel like he said fuck it. Him and Tiffany said fuck it, and got involved in some wicked ass weird shit, and that shit came back to bite them. Like, it's coming back to bite a lot of these motherfuckers, because you
Speak
do have
I
want to say the Black community is probably the last one who doesn't really know what's really happening right now, because there's a lot of celebrities under prosecution for this shit right now. It's a really big deal. Okay, and as we're having the I'm sorry, I see the comment. My bad for the cuss words. But obviously, I'm very passionate about this because I do feel like the children are really unprotected, and I do feel like
And you should be
a
passionate.
lot of people do get really tempted and thirsty for fame, and they just say F it, and they do what it takes to get to that level. And you know what it is? It's like we're at the point where that stuff is not happening anymore. We're in a form of a period of enlightenment. I want to say this is like the age of Aquarius, right? So it is what it is, and that's just all I got to say about it.
All right. Hi, King Ashley.
And I would just like to say, I truly
hey.
appreciate what that sister said. I truly appreciate what that sister said, because we all need to have that mentality. For us to be the largest group of people in the world and have no power, at the very least, we need to speak up for our children. At the very least, we can do that. And I just feel that we are in a very difficult situation. The world is messed up as it is. The majority of my conspiracy theory videos on TikTok get the most views. So I was able to gain in a very diverse community before I started talking about Black issues. Because the world don't care about Black issues. And do you know why? Because we don't care about Black issues. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from that, but you're going to have to prove me wrong. We do not care about
Well,
each
you're not
other.
going to get flack. It's just the whole we thing, like we're in Paris. I just feel like you have to say you feel that you don't.
Okay, true.
Because you keep saying we like everybody thinks like you, and I promise you they don't. Because I read books, so hiding things, you can't hide it in no book because I love reading. I love reading. I read all day. Like literally, that's my surviving reading. That's all I'm doing. So I do a lot of reading.
Or collective. There may be a handful of us that will really, really fight. But might I say the overall collective for the largest group in the world, apparently, is the overall for us to be in this situation. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I want to say this. Hi, Sean.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great.
Great. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Hi, King Ashley. Hi. Is it Q? Q Rain?
Hey, baby.
Yes, hello.
Absolutely, I am disgusted
With
by
what?
Tiffany and Aries. I mean, just the whole skit. Like, it puts you in the mind, like, what are these mammies out here thinking? Okay? What are you thinking? Okay, so that's your
Well,
friend.
hold on, though, Auntie J. We can't just say mothers, fathers too. Because
Fathers
where's
too.
father and all of this? Because I mean, I
Okay,
can't be
right,
mad at
but
the mom,
the
but not mad
mother.
at the dad.
No, I'm pissed at both. However, it was stated that Tiffany and the mother was friends, and the mother let Tiffany take her 3 children over there without the knowledge of knowing what they were going to do.
2 children.
How could you ever come up in your sick head with a skit like that and be proud of it? The mere fact that you thought of a skit like that and do what whatever Uncle Pete tells you to do, you just do what he tells you to do. Do you know how impressionable that is on a child's mind?
Very.
Because they entrust the grown up and children don't know bad. Children that little don't know bad. They don't know sex or any of that. So Tiffany, you should have your own damn children and put them in a skit. Aries big nasty looking self, put your children in a skit and do whatever you gonna do with it. You don't use other people's children to do your dirty work. And with that being said, yes, it's been done. My child will never go to Hollywood. Period. You better stay your ass right here and do something local. Or
Well,
you know you can go.
I don't want to make, because there's been plenty of people, even children, that have been in Hollywood and been just fine. Like nothing happened to them. They, but those are the ones who parents are really close. That
right there.
Like Brandy
right
Norwood and people like that. Her mom, Sonia, was present. She was at everything. So a person who didn't have a chance to do anything, Tia and Tamara, their mom was there you know,
Right.
wherever she went, the
And,
mom went.
and
You know, like
right. And
so
that's
they
how
were
I
protected. They didn't have to worry about
right.
certain energy because their parents were there. You got to worry about it when
Right.
you're
Some
not
parents
around.
would do. But at the same time, I don't mean any harm at all. But whatever happened to the child being protected by the parents?
Yeah.
And I just don't see that. You want to dress them up. You want to make them look pretty. That's not all it is. And actually, and I say this, in order to be a mother, you must do some mothering. In order to be a father, you have to do some fathering. And
That's
they don't want
right.
to do that. They don't. That's how it looks to me. You want to have these children and do whatever you can do with them. And anytime statistics, this is true facts, say that 56% of black men raise their children better than the mothers, that's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem. It
King
is a
Ashley,
problem.
sorry, Auntie J. King Ashley and Q, I want y'all to weigh in as well because I know y'all been waiting for quite some time.
Yes.
And I appreciate y'all
Um,
patience. Y'all been up here waiting. I got the people in the queue too. Y'all stay. I am going to pull y'all up. We're going to rotate it, around because when you get a lot of people, just a lot of chaos. So I just want everybody to be heard. So thank you, Auntie J.
I'm going to go ahead and step down and let some other people step up. I'm truly grateful for all of your time, and I
Oh,
really
no problem.
appreciate what you're doing, Sean.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming up. I really appreciate it. Thank you. King Ashley, Q, love to hear from you.
yeah. Q, it doesn't matter which one you want to go first.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. Sean, thank you for having me.
Oh, no
I
problem.
just want to say this, y'all. I knew about this story about 3 weeks ago. There was a blogger who sent me the information, sent me the DMs. Mind you, I reached out to every single big journalist person before the whole Lizzo thing broke up. Nobody wanted to run with the story. All of a sudden, everybody's running with the story. Mind you, they should be running with the story because this shit is problematic as fuck. But this is how Hollywood works. Mind you, y'all, we have seen, and the same people who are saying all, like, mind you, we saw the video, we saw him giving simulating a hand job, right? The shit is sick. But at the same time, we have let people who are pedophiles in plain sight do this for years. Michael Jackson got away with some crazy shit. R. Kelly got away with some crazy shit. I know. Don't drag me. I'm just saying the shit is out here in plain sight. Absolutely. When are we gonna say enough is enough?
Now,
when are we really gonna fuck with kids like that? When are we gonna protect
they
kids?
could have had the same effect with someone that, because if you think about it, it's called acting, right? So if y'all literally sit here, because this is one of the first things I thought about. I'm like, well, why does my chat, they hate cursing. they hate cursing. So if y'all can try to edit yourselves, that'd be great. Because my chat, they don't like all the cussing. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, you don't need a kid for this role. Aries comes from the Mad TV era and whatnot. So with the skits and stuff that they do, like, look what I can do. Look what I can do. The white dude that was on there that always did that and whatnot. He played a kid. So it's the same thing. Aries could have had Tiffany play a little girl. Like, why couldn't Tiffany play a little girl? And you have the same message, but use Tiffany to do it. Like, she is an actress. So why can't she act like a little girl? Like, why do you need a real kid, to make this happen? Like, why
can we also talk about the fact that Tiffany is a foster kid herself? So she's probably been put in situations where she felt unprotected. And to do this to a child, like, she has a lot of access to these foster kids. Mm-hmm. So we don't know what's going on. It's this dark energy around here. It really is. It's dark energy. It's satanic, I believe. And hell is hot. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. Q, Neek.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
I just want to say, as parents, whether your child says something or not, as we are active parents, we can see when something is not right, whether you open your mouth or not. And that's when we begin to question. And I'm sure the sister kind of acted a little different, standoffish or whatever, and was not herself after the first encounter. Therefore, there wouldn't have been a second encounter for my baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all in how much do we pay attention to the way our children act, because even to me, them not speaking speaks volumes. And that's coming from a mother of 7, grandmother of 9, almost 10. You gotta pay attention to the cues, because again, I might not say nothing, but trust me, something's gonna be different. Something's gonna be off, and something we gonna notice. Oh no, you ain't never did that before. Hey, little mama, what's wrong with you? What happened? So it's all in how we pay attention to our babies to keep this type of thing from happening.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing earlier with the cries and whatnot. Like with a parent paying attention, if you pay attention to your kid, they have a different type of cry and all of that. You know when your kid is being genuine, you know when they're lying, when they're telling the truth, you know, not with every situation, but with a lot of situations, it's easier to judge because you pay so close attention to them. But the least attention you're paying is like, if your parent does something that makes you mad, when you get home or like you're out and something happened and they upset you, you're gonna when you go to the car, you're gonna ignore them to the car. You're gonna get in the car and not say anything to them. You're gonna go home and not say anything to them. Like you're pretty much gonna speak to and spoken to within those moments, and you may still ignore them just to rebel because you're upset. So with most kids, when we do that, we expect our parents to come to us. It's kind of like putting bait out there. Like I ain't talking to you, I ain't got nothing to say to you. I'm just gonna cross my arms and sit over here like, and you wait for the parent. Like you wait for you come and see what's wrong with me.
Sit there,
you know, type of situation.
Cry, face all toe up. What you want to eat? I don't care. Well, guess what? I don't care either. But guess what? I'll thump you in your throat. What we finna do?
So yeah, I feel like a lot of us, we expect that. So it's the same thing if something happens to them. If they're normally a certain way and they're just quiet and whatnot, I feel like one of the number one excuses after someone has just been hurt in some type of way is that I don't feel good.
Exactly.
Number one excuses people say. So it's pay attention to I don't feel good. Because if an hour later they're downstairs in the refrigerator or something else like that, but they're still not speaking, it may be something else. It may really not be their stomach. They may just say that to get you off of them, to get you off of their back. You know, like if something traumatic especially happens, they're not going to say much. You know, the most they'll say is that they don't feel good. Or, you know, because, you know, as a child of it myself, as a product that if someone has been abused myself, I know that's what I said. You know, I just said that I didn't feel good. You know, but it was something completely different.
The same thing, because I've been through it myself. That's what made my antennas go up and I recognize.
Right.
So don't spit that BS to me. Tell mama what's going on and we gonna handle it. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. Mama whoop whoever.
Oh, absolutely. And that's another thing I think we need to say more as parents, that we will protect them. If I always say that to my kids, if anybody ever does, I always tell them your private parts are all of your back, your ribs, your back, your the small and your back, all of those are private parts, you know, because I want my kids to know all of it, not because a person will do, because you will tell your kids that, you know, just the breast and, you know, in between your legs and your buttocks, those are your private parts to most people. But no, I let my kids know the small in your back. There's other ways people may try to see how far they can get with you or do other things. A man may come place his hand on your back. You sitting at 13 and this 34-year-old sitting there with his hand on your back and all that for what? Like, why is your hand on my back? You know, especially sitting there caressing it and stuff like that. No, that's the proper. No, that's for your man. All this belong to your man. You know, it's what I tell my daughter. This don't belong to no teacher. No. This don't belong to no teacher. None of that. This don't belong to no teacher, no family member, no cousin, no none of that.
Nothing. Your whole body.
All that belongs to you.
Whole body. Your whole body. Ain't nobody touching you but me.
Yes. So that's important to teach, and also the fear, because I feel that that's what a lot of people do when they are doing things to children. Is they put fear in them. They say what they're going to do and you bet not tell anybody and stuff like that. Always let them know that you'll be protected. You don't ever have to worry about that person again. If they do anything like that, so you come to me immediately and we will take care of it. You don't ever have to be afraid of them or anything. let them know that, because that's another reason a lot of people don't say anything, because they are scared into it, or and they tell them, oh, people gonna think this of you and think that of you. You could get in a lot of trouble, and all of that, and it's not. But in the kid's mind, you're right. They'll look at the person like, yeah, I will get in a lot of trouble. Yeah, this is, I probably should say nothing. Yeah, you could hurt me. And yeah, you do know where I live. You do know where I sleep. You could come get me in the middle of the night. But if your parent is telling you, like, you ain't got to worry about none of that.
None of that. I'm the only one.
None of that. Then you won't fear it. You won't fear it. Then it's like, okay, well, okay. I'm telling my dad. My dad ain't scared of you.
And I thank you for your time.
He's not scared of you, So, but yes, shout out to Auntie J and Q. Hold on, there's more people in the. Ooh,
so I appreciate you. And yes, me and B shares a birthday tomorrow. So have a good one.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You have a good one too. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi.
Hi. You know what bothers me about the topic?
What?
Is that how long it had been on the internet, and then he had to make. I think, and I don't know, that the little comment about Lizzo, somebody dug it up because he had pissed somebody off. The fact that it was out there and people were turning the other cheek, and like the other caller had said that they didn't bring awareness to it. It's the timing, and it's the we overlook certain things until it becomes cool to speak on it. Immediately when it was out, people should have been petitioning and bringing light to the situation, not now because he's pissed somebody off. Like, that's wrong. These are babies.
Right.
I agree.
Like I can't even get past the video. I only watched to the beginning when he was with the newspaper because it's gonna infuriate me. I'm a mother of all the mothers of the babies. You're not gonna mess with my babies. Like, I will fight for anybody's child, and that's wrong. That I'm angry.
Yeah.
And it went on for so long that, like you said, 2019, 3-4 years ago. Like my baby.
It happened in 2013.
See, that's a long time.
Right.
That's a long, and then it's been out here. People been seeing it. What the website said they didn't put it up. Then they say, oh yeah, it was up. It was up. People were watching it. Then years later, he got to get blackballed, and now he's blackballed. So they want to pull it up. It should have been pulled up immediately.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. The story has been coming out. I don't want people to think that. The story has been coming out. Nobody was covering it.
Okay.
So people like Gossip and other places were covering it. Now I'm not going to lie. I had no idea. I just found out about this recently. I had no idea because I don't really do Tiffany Haddish. I don't really do her. So I've never really looked into her, and I don't do commentary on her. So I had no idea. But when I look into somebody, I look into everything. So I'm just like, whoa, finding connections to this and that. Like, I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 of Surviving Hollywood with Tiffany Haddish and Bob Saget, and his connection to her, and whatnot. But there hasn't been a lot of people willing to cover the story. So it's just been being thrown underneath, the rug. But now they can't ignore it because now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. All it takes is one strong source to say something, and that's enough for it to go around like hot, like fire. And that's what a lot of people like too.
Did Tiffany go to Greece? Did she run to Greece?
No, she's not in Greece. As far as I know, she was in Greece 2 weeks ago. She is still in California, I believe. She's in California.
She ought to be blackballed, blue ball,
She said blue ball.
black, blue, and white balled, okay? And all of the above, because you a woman. And so women, a lot of times, by us having that nurturing thing, but you make me think you befriended this woman to use her 3 children. A lot of times a pedophile will get with a woman with children. And he watches how you pay attention to your children. Because you're the father. It happened to me, Sean. I lived it. And what it was, excuse me, this dude waited till my dad passed on, and then he did that to me. So it was a very traumatic experience. It's one of the worst things that ever happened to me. I thank God for the help. Oh, thank you. It's okay. I'm totally transparent with it now because I'm living through it, and I'm happily married now. I'm 19 years in.
God
And
bless
what I want to say is there is hope after that happens, the M word, but you got to get a balance of health. Some children, it changed my brain cells. So I'm 15 years old and I'm walking around in a 29-year-old body making grown up decisions, which you already know it's already been proven we don't make the best decisions. So can
you.
you imagine that? And I'm still undefined as to who I am because of what happened to me. So through my experience, I'm real sensitive about children. They all love me. I show them love and care. And a lot of times when a parent says they knows their child, it's not true. When your children, a lot of parents get it twisted. They want the children to trust them. No, you have to make sure that child trusts you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't about you trusting them. It's about you getting their trust. So they'll come to you and talk to you. And that's where parents get it twisted because you had the baby. That don't mean the baby gonna trust you because you had it.
Mm-hmm.
That don't even make sense. But in
Yep.
my day, that's how nobody ever tried to find out anything. That's why I thank God for the millenniums, okay? Because they breaking walls down, okay? They're breaking the walls. They exposing things that the baby boomers were just not concerned about exposing. Even though a lot of us knew, we knew. We just went on about our lives because it wasn't us. And I'm just
Well,
keeping
I
it up.
think people were surprised by the whole Tiffany thing. I feel like more people are more surprised by Tiffany than they are with Aries. I feel like
Aries. Yeah.
Aries is kind of like more like, oh, I can see that. And then
Well,
Tiffany is kind of just like, oh no, I can't believe, that she would have anything to do with anything like that. But I can because Tiffany has always been weird. Like she's
right, she's
always been
been
really
weird.
weird to me. She's always given a really weird energy. Like anything to be in the
Weird.
room. Like she's the type of girl that's down
Right,
with the get down. She'll do
right.
whatever needed to get to where she gets to. So when people say like, oh, well, she just came out of nowhere and whatnot. No, she did not just come out of nowhere. She had been sitting around for quite some time, waiting for the okie doke, waiting for her chance. Because like she said, when she met Kevin Hart, shout out to Medusa. Thank you so much for the super sticker, sweetie. Thank you so much. When she met Kevin Hart, wasn't she like living in her car, and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
Was poor, So that I just look at that as okay. Well, you were that lets you know who she was because Kevin Hart gave her like $1,000 or something like that. Tyler Perry gave her a car. All that. She's a charity case.
Aries. Yep.
She's
She's
always been
beautiful.
pathetic and
Yep.
weird. So she'll
Yeah.
do anything to try to get to the top. She'll do anything to
Yes.
try to get to the top.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
look at nothing that she does. Nothing. She's not funny to me at all. She's not funny. Um, and Aries, he has that comedic, but he let himself go. He let himself go. So now we'll joke on you. You know what I'm saying? Now the table's gonna turn on you. Now you're gonna be the butt of people's joke. And just think, how did that tape get out, Sean? Ugh,
Yep.
how did the tape get out? It's
They
been out. It's been
yeah,
out.
I was
since
about to say.
2013. It's been out since
Yeah,
2013.
That's crazy.
it is. Now I can't front. Aries did his thing
Hello?
on Jerry Maguire.
Hi, Sugar Sharon. Hi, Baby Shay.
Hi, how
I
you
have to
doing?
drop down.
But yeah, he did his thing on Jerry Maguire as the little brother of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, his little brother. I can give him that. And that right there, it also shine a light in Hollywood on him. Okay, look at him. He's a new craft. And he was good. But again, he let himself go. He let him down. Now let's get it right. Now, me, I love my men nice and chunky, but that's sloppy fat. I don't like sloppy fat. That's a problem. Okay. And he didn't always look that way. So no, and still at the end of the day, again, kids and babies. My girls stayed in my armpit. I left my ex-husband. Why? Because he beat the brakes off of me. and I went into the Army. But I promise you this, after I got from AIT, I got in my brand new car that I just was able to buy. And I picked my children up and I went to my first duty station. And from then on, in my armpit, my children have been. And now I had to go and get my hip replaced. Now, this is, we talk about now, 7 years later. I had to get my hip replaced last April. I told my girls, y'all can come down here and y'all gonna stay down with your poppy for a little bit while mommy heal up. Because I knew what was gonna happen with me, but I knew it was gonna scare my girls. And so I said, look, y'all go stay there for a little bit. And depending on how things go, mommy might just move on down there and we can be all right. Cool. So I'm healing up. My daughter, she goes to her formal in junior high school, and she is what you call she likes to stay in the middle. She's very, very intelligent. She's a great scientist. She likes to stay in the middle of things and focus on her classes. So of course now everything is sexuality in school. So what her whole thing is, she dressed so neutral. She's like, I'm gender neutral. She dressed like nothing too girly, nothing too boyish. But because it's such a big, the sexuality with kids coming from being taught in the school from adults, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's hard. It's like peer pressure, because now all the other kids, her peers are talking about it. So anywho, she ended up going to her formal, and she had on a gender neutral formal outfit, dress pants, cardigan, all that kind of good jazz. She got dress coded, and nobody understood why. A few days later, ex-husband calls me, says that the reason why she got dress coded was because she had on dress pants but didn't have on a tie. Yes, sexualities. This is what it is. This is what they teaching the kids. So seeing stuff when it's wrong at home. Granted, yes, most parents, and I can only speak for this area because I only did research in this area when it came down to our folks in this area, Mobile, Alabama. But folks in that area, the parents in that area, if they're working more than one job. And then it's a single parent in most of these households. And then it's more than just the one child. It's 3 and 4 children. So what do they have to entertain themselves? They're either doing something like stealing from the grocery store that's there, or they go into each other's houses doing what they've seen on these videos on the internet, or talking about stuff that, oh, I seen this. Did you see that? Oh, how did that feel? Did you try that? I tried doing this because I seen such. And my thing is this, is that sometimes it's really hard for it being one parent to be able to be inside the home. Now, I was blessed and was raised, I was fostered and adopted into a beautiful Black family in New York. And my parents did that till death do you part. The only example that I have of being a mom is from my mom. My mom, she made sure that all of her girls were bred properly to be able to have the place of being a wife and have the place of being a mother. And she made sure that, granted, yes, everything was education. My mom, she was a master chef, she education, but she always stayed in front of us. It was always something that we did. And then I'm from the 80s, New York, 80s, 90s. You did one thing on one side of that area where you're from, and somebody see you, I promise you, before you got home, your mother was called, your father was called, and they waiting for you to cut your behind. So it's more than just, the parents being there. It has to be a village for our babies, period. Because I'm Black and I'm also Latina, but it's our babies. We need to be that village. And now, be it so, because I'm not that person that'll say something and not do it. Now, be it so, since I've been down here since June, and I've done my research at the